Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and so many of its 8 million citizens have always been at the bottom of the global food chain. For decades, the country has received billions in foreign aid, but here in the capital city of Port-au-Prince, corruption and rising costs form a toxic mix that's pushing many of this nation's lower class from poverty into outright starvation. A stroll through the marketplace shows the problem isn't exactly a lack of food. What's lacking is money. Merchants line the streets selling corn, rice, and beans. Much of it sold to Haiti by the United States. But the cost of shipping has risen so steeply that few can turn a profit, leading some to resort to drastic measures to feed their families.
This is water and oil and mud, and it's dried out. And that's exactly what it tastes like. Believe me, you'd have to be pretty hungry before you start eating this stuff. That's not good. No.
Through the United States Agency for International Development, known as USAID, American taxpayers send about $200 million a year to help alleviate the hunger. Much of that aid ends up in places like this, an orphanage run by Catholic Relief Services. Greg Elder is a CRS assistant director who's been working in Haiti for 15 months. In coordination with USAID, he's helping Haitians help themselves.
Haitians are having a hard time at the moment producing enough food for themselves. One reason being the environmental degradation that's taken place over the decades.
Haiti's subtropical climate is ideal for agriculture. But when farmers cut down trees to make charcoal, heavy rains wash away the topsoil, leaving large parts of the country unfit for cultivation.
And even in places where they can grow food, the high price of gasoline makes it almost impossible to get it to market.
Americans are feeling the crunch right now with fuel prices. However, fuel here in Haiti averages around between $6 and $7 a gallon.
This only makes an already bad situation worse. And back in the marketplace, frustrations are high.
We don't know what to do because we're in debt to the banks. Borrowing money in Haiti is like stabbing ourselves. If we don't pay, the bank will charge us $10 interest per day.
All right, you want to understand Haiti's food shortage? Here it is, real simple. The average Haitian makes about $1 a day. This is a day's wage right here. Now we're going to see how much rice I can get for this in the market here in Port-au-Prince. Okay, there you go. This is the food you can buy for 1 day's wage in Port-au-Prince today. Can you feed your family for that? Didn't think so.
What'll it take to solve this problem? Greg believes that the answer must be found within Haiti's own borders.
Haiti relies mainly on imports for its food. If we can boost national production in the country, then that will inevitably bring down food prices.
But until that happens, this poverty-stricken island still needs all the help it can get. Chuck Holton, CBN News, Port-au-Prince, Haiti.